There are some rumors going around that Tom Cruise might make a cameo in the new James Gunn Superman directed film as Superman's dad from Krypton, Jor-El. Now, why am I talking about this? Because otherwise it's somewhat of a nothing burger, like, okay, cool, Tom Cruise is going to be in Superman. Well, because it is kind of a big deal. This is the first thing that Tom Cruise is in fact doing. If this is the case, if this is true, this is the first thing he's doing with DC, but more importantly, this is the first thing he's doing with DC after signing a deal with them that after the Mission Impossible franchise, he's going to focus solely on making content with Warner Brothers. He has his own office now at Warner Brothers as of last year. He is solely going to be working there. Now, whether that being because Paramount Pictures is slowly going under and losing money and hemorrhaging financially, and Tom Cruise saw the writing on the wall and he needed to get out of there and go somewhere else because he has predominantly made movies with Paramount, but they don't seem like they're doing too hot, so he went over to Warner Brothers. I think that this is also one of the first signs of Tom Cruise recognizing his age. He's kind of been avoiding that for a long time. He's clearly in his later years. He's like 60 plus years old. I can't say for fact that the guy dyes his hair, but I would imagine he does at 60 years old, that you wouldn't have jet black hair like that. I mean, the guy is still in incredible shape, obviously, but he is getting up there in age. I mean, if you think about it, Tom Cruise hasn't even ever been in movies where he has children. Outside of War of the Worlds, he's always childless, and I think that's because he takes roles that'll make him appear more youthful. But even Ethan Hunt has to retire someday, and Tom Cruise has to go somewhere else and start doing other things. And the fact that he's now kind of playing into his age and playing the father of one of the most iconic grandfathered superheroes of all time in Superman, I think that this is a transition in Tom Cruise's life that we're going to start seeing him take on more roles where we're not supposed to believe that he's a 30-year-old man jumping across skyscrapers and beating up a room full of 15 bad guys that are all in their prime and jacked out of their mind. He needs to start taking roles that don't rely on him being so physically demanding. Top Gun Maverick is a perfect example of that. He didn't need to throw himself out of a plane. He didn't need to fight up 56 bad guys. He wasn't doing these crazy underwater stunts where he's holding his breath for 13 minutes. Sure, he's really flying a plane, but that's a lot easier than pulling off a convincing fight scene with a 60-year-old man and 20, 30-year-old men in a room. And that's really the heart of why I'm talking about this, because I think that this is a paradigm shift in Tom Cruise's career where we're going to see him take on greatly different characters than we're normally used to seeing him take on. Now, I know he is doing a movie that's essentially Die Hard in space, where he's actually going to space and it's going to be an action adventure film. I mean, God bless him. If at 60 plus years old, he could train for that for the next couple years and then get up there at 65 and do that, he has my ticket. I mean, at the end of the day, the reason why I love Tom Cruise so much is because he refuses to sacrifice the true meaning of a cinematic experience. This dude drives motorcycles off of cliffs and parachutes onto moving trains for us. This dude hangs onto the side of a plane for real for us. This movie's gonna jump from one plane to another apparently in the new Mission Impossible film mid-air for us, and he so desperately wants to give us these rich, engrossing cinematic experiences that don't, again, rely on green screen. He wants to do it for real to immerse the audience. And I truly love him for that. I love that he keeps that spirit, that he loves movies that much, that he doesn't want to go into the realm of overused CGI and green screens and the volume. Even if the Mission Impossible movies aren't the greatest movies ever, I still always show up to support them because I want more movies like this. I want more movies that are more grounded action adventures that don't rely on all this fake CGI. So I'm always going to support Tom Cruise. And look, the fact that he's gonna play, if this is in fact true, Superman's dad, I think that that's really exciting, and I'm so curious to see what he's gonna do with it, because this isn't necessarily like a nothing burger of a role for him to take. You had Academy Award winning Russell Crowe play the last incarnation of him, and before that, you had Marlon Brando play him in the Christopher Reeves movies. So this is a role, Jor-El, that is known for attracting some really big talent, probably because it's pretty quick, it's a good paycheck, you're not in the entirety of the film, so you're probably only filming for like a weekend, and it's really important in setting up this story for Superman. And I think that Tom Cruise would absolutely kill it as Jor-El, kind of helping lead his son on his path and like what he's supposed to do. So I'm really excited for it if it does in fact come to fruition. I'm curious what you guys think. Do you want to see a Tom Cruise as Jor-El? Are you excited to see Tom Cruise in anything anymore? Or are you looking at it like he's too old to be convincing in these action hero roles? Let's talk about it in the comments down below. And as always, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I'll catch you next time.